Hello everybody, this is the Orca Theory, and here is my second vlog. It's going to be a bit of a channel update vlog, talking about some changes in formatting, some things that are going to be coming up, some things to look forward to. So a little bit less about the LPs that I'm doing, and more about some more personal business side stuff. You're going to see a lot of changes coming to the channel within about the next week or so. That's because, and this is full disclosure, I am a teacher. I'm an educator in real life. That's my real-time, big boy job. So I will be reporting to the school next week to start some of that, pre-season teacher training. And then I'll be seeing my students really shortly. That will bring some changes to my recording schedule, which I've already started to adapt to a little bit, and some of my editing schedule, and some of my rendering, and all that stuff. That's all going to be changing in about the next week or so. What that means for you guys is that you're going to see a little bit different output from me. I got really ambitious at the start of this thing, thinking, I can handle 2 LPs and 2 streams and still have a workable personal life. That's not gonna be the case. I got ambitious, but took off a little bit more than I can chew, and wasn't having fun with the total package. I was having fun, but not total fun. There's a distinct difference there. I was just taking on a little bit too much. So from here on out, here are some things that you're gonna be seeing from me. One, you're gonna be seeing a bit more from the Check It Out series, and I might start to divvy those up into different playlists, keep them under the bracket of Check It Out, but switch it up into indie horror or indie RPG or stuff like that. Those are much shorter videos to not only record and produce, but also to upload, so I don't need to worry about eating up all of my bandwidth at the same time. That's also a little bit easier to chew from an LP perspective. It's not, most of the games that I've played are not these 10 to 20 hour epics or beyond. They are, these small contained packages that, 4 out of the 5 that I've done so far have been started and ended within the first, 15 to 20 minutes of gameplay. So you're going to see a little bit more of those and a little bit more indie highlights, that sort of thing. And you are going to see 1 LP a week, or 1 LP at a time, not 1 LP a week. I'm doing that because the bigger budget games like Transistor and Alpha Protocol, which I'm currently doing, they take a lot of time to set up, to record, and then to edit down and produce. And not that I've done a ton of editing on something like Transistor, which is pretty easy, but Alpha Protocol I've had to do some subtle changes to, and that's been really taxing time-wise. So for the time being, you'll continue to see Transistor twice a week at about 20 to 30 minutes each episode. That seems to be a solid episode amount for that type of game. And Alpha Protocol, in the meantime, I'm going to be dropping. You will not see an upload of Alpha Protocol for about the next month, maybe 2. And that's for me to catch up with, obviously, my work life, but also some of the channel stuff that I'm working on the side. You will also see a little bit more in the way of co-op shenanigans. That is, funny enough, one of my most popular videos on my channel, and a lot of those views came from folks that are unsubscribed to the channel. People were searching things up, and I'm not sure if that was just smarter on like the search engine optimization part on my end, or if more people just happened to find my video through other ways, or they're just interested in Left 4 Dead 2 mods. I'm not entirely sure. But at this point in the game, with my channel being this small, I also need to think about growth, because the overall, the end game for this channel is I would like to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. That's kind of a short-term goal. Long-term goal and kind of foreseeable future is I'd like to get to 1,000 subscribers. If I can get to 1,000 subscribers and maintain that kind of level, I will have considered this channel a success. I'm not looking for PewDiePie or Markiplier numbers, not even Two Best Friends Play numbers. Those are not modest numbers. They're huge, and they're very, very popular and very successful for very professional reasons. I don't see myself being able to produce that kind of quality content without some sort of major financial investment on my part, and that's not something at this point in my life I am prepared to do. The reality is that I'm in my late 20s. I'm saving up for a condo. I'm saving up for a new car. Those are higher priority to me than getting a better microphone, for instance, or getting a capture card to capture Xbox 360 games that I'd love to do for the channel. Those are higher priorities, so if I have the spare change, it's going into the mortgage fund, or it's going into the car fund. or even into the music fund, because I'd love to get a new guitar at some point. Not to say that YouTube isn't a priority. I just want to highlight that. I started this channel with the express purpose of entertainment and engagement with a wider community, and that's what I'm hoping to do. And I think 1,000 subscribers is a healthy indication that I'm doing at least that part right. If after 1,000 subscribers I'm actually seeing revenue from YouTube, because right now I am monetizing all my videos. That's part of the deal. If I can make some money off of this, then absolutely I'm going to. But if I start to see some increased revenue, then I will start to dump that revenue back into YouTube. So if I get, $10 from YouTube, for example, let's say in a perfect world I get $10. That $10 is going to go into a fund to buy a new AAA game that I otherwise would not have purchased, but I think would be good for the channel. That sort of thing. Or it would go into a separate fund so that I could buy one of those fancy Blue Yeti microphones. Or it might go into a new graphics card. I could save up over time. As my views get higher and higher and higher, and my revenue gets higher, I could save up and get a new graphics card at some point. That would be ideal for this YouTube situation. And that's all golden promises and maybes. I have no intention of building up a huge subscriber base and a huge view log. That's just not it. I'm doing this for fun. This is a hobby that I'm enjoying and getting a lot out of from multiple fronts. But that's not something that I think should be a business for me professionally. I'm not good at the YouTube production stuff. I am good at teaching. So I'd rather split my talents, but split them smartly. Other things that you're going to be seeing from me recently, and by recently I mean a couple weeks ago, on the Let's Play subreddit, a wonderful young man named Max started advertising a new site that was geared towards Let's Players of a small subscriber-based variety, saying, this is a place for Let's Players to get together and talk shop, because, let's face it, all the pros and cons of being a subreddit are that you are a subreddit. You have to abide by all the Reddit rules and changes. There's a heavy rule set in the Let's Play subreddit. And he wanted to create a more friendly atmosphere that was designed just for Let's Players, that not everybody can just jump right into. You have to have your own YouTube account or Twitch account deep and sign up for his website. So I joined that community and jumped right in and got to know a bunch of the guys in there. We played some games. We've talked shop quite a bit. I've referred it to a number of other people that I have met through the community, and that's been wonderful. And that community is starting to see some real content growth. You've already seen one video from me at this point about the co-op shenanigans. I met Polar Plant through this Go Play Gaming community. So now, and I know Max would really like this too, and I'm just going to kind of urge it along a little bit as best I can from my end, is to help build that community for Let's Players, help create more content designed for the small subscriber-based channel that is looking to, get better at their craft, so to speak. And we're all getting better. We're all learning from each other. I learned a lot about TeamSpeak, for instance, from Polar Plant. That's a software that I've heard about and used kind of lightly, but some of the ins and outs, had no idea. But now I know. But part of Max's overall vision is to create a centralized location, and as part of that, he wanted to start a podcast where we could talk about the community, some great videos, talk about some hardware and software that people can use, kind of a general back and forth, oh yeah, I use a Blue Yeti, oh I use an AT2020, what are the pros and cons of both? Well, this one's cheaper, but this one's better. It's that's part of the podcast, but we're having a lot of fun to even just talk about gaming news and talking about each other's lives and what we had to eat. It's a really fun podcast to record, and I feel like it has a lot of room to grow for both of us, that we're both young at this, even though we're age difference quite different, and so being able to kind of come at it from his perspective and then my perspective and kind of meet in the middle and talk shop a little bit, that's a really nice venue to do that, and I hope that listeners of the podcast can get some insight as well, and we welcome input from just about everybody. You can email Max. I will put the podcast channel in the description so that you can listen to it yourself if you would like. We typically will record once a week and release it on Go Play Gaming, our the Let's Play community website, early. And then it will be launched to YouTube usually by that same weekend. So we're recording actually tomorrow night, Wednesday, and that if you're not a part of Go Play Gaming, you can then hear that podcast probably this Saturday, Sunday, something like that, depending on Max's schedule. Other channel stuff. You're going to be seeing a little bit less streams from me as I get started with the school year, and that's just going to be me adjusting to a new schedule and coming quickly to the realization that I can't just wake up at 7 every day. I actually have to wake up at a normal person time, like 4 or 5 in the morning. But that will pick up again. It will rarely be in the middle of the day, unless I'm absolutely sick or we have a snow day or something. So the streams will slow down and then they'll pick up again, but many of those streams will be more focused streams. I've kind of done these willy-nilly kind of tests with different things through Twitch and then some of the plugins for Twitch. And that's been really informative, and I feel like if I actually took it seriously, I could make a professional-looking product, even if my commentary is less than so. But we're also going to be streaming together as a Go Play Gaming community, hopefully in the somewhat near future, where we're going to be joining each other's streams. We're all going to be playing the same game and projecting our own streams so that you can get multiple perspectives if you'd like. There's a lot of talks in the work, nothing set in stone yet, so don't take me at my word. Wait until you see something or hear something before you jump on board. But you'll be seeing a lot of that kind of thing. It'll look similar, if not exactly the same. So that, I believe, hits all of my bullet points that I wanted to hit. Yep. So I'm going to close out this vlog. As always, for the people that have subscribed and have been viewing my content on the regular, I thank you so very, very much. You are helping the cause greatly. What I ask of my subscriber base and the community that's surrounding this is, like, share, comment, subscribe. Do what you want. I say that at the end of every single one of my videos. Do what you want. But like any good community, you get more out of it what you put into it. So if my videos are not making you happy, if my videos are kind of lame, if you think I could do something a little better on commentary side or on the video editing side or on the audio balancing side, I don't know those things until it's told to me. And I've had a number of those things told to me over the last couple of weeks by the Go Play Gaming community, just simply by talking shop, being like, oh, well, what did you think of this video? Well, you could have improved this and this and this, and those, hopefully you've seen some of those changes reflected in some of the more recent, check it out videos, which have been the most recently recorded stuff I've done. That's how a community grows. That's how any societal growth happens. We need to engage in a dialogue with each other, and that's kind of the beauty of YouTube, is that, I'm putting stuff out there, I'm the content creator, but you guys as the audience have just as much say, because if you don't view what I'm putting out, then I'm gonna stop putting it out, and that does nobody any good. I'd rather put stuff out, have it fail, and somebody tell me why it failed, why they didn't like it. I'm just not funny enough, I don't provide enough insight into one element or another, the video looks like shit, I won't grow until I hear it. That's how education works. Any good teacher will tell you that. You've got to fail at this one thing to figure out what you did wrong, and then when you go back and you do it again, it'll be fine. So anyways, enough of my rambling. You guys have a lot to do today, and this video is going to be teetering on the 15-minute mark by the time I wrap it up. So thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking and commenting, as you will. Go out there, enjoy your world, enjoy your day.